Thank you for tuning in to Homeschool Homesteaders. Today we will talk about making pelmeni. This is how they look, same recipe but different cooking techniques. Whenever you raise and butcher your own pigs, you obviously have a lot of pork scraps that you ground up for some cool recipes. Obviously, everyone has to make a sausage and smoke it whenever you butcher your own pigs, but making pelmeni out of ground pork is a long-held Eastern European tradition that will help you get rid of all the extra pork, ground pork that you have. You will need one of these tools. I think they're called pelmeni makers. They also got pierogi makers. If you don't have one, you could shape them by hand and your pelmeni will look like this. My hot smoking Ukrainian wife brought these pelmeni tools into our marriage, so we have them in our kitchen, but obviously you guys probably do not. I will have a link in the description box below if you are interested in purchasing one. Otherwise, you could just make them by hand. So, you take your ground pork. Once again, this pork is from my pigs that I raised, from these particular two pigs. So, into your ground pork, you will add salt, some peppers, crushed garlic, and whatever else you want, but we're going to keep it simple. You can add raw onions, but I like to slightly sweat my onions, so we will sweat my onions until they look like this and add it to the mixture. Mix it by hand. For the dough, if you are lazy, you can go to some Asian store and buy some pre-made pot sticker wraps. I think that's what they're called. We, in our house, we make our own. The dough is simple ingredients, but it does take some practice and skill to master the art of dough making. My wife has been making these since she was like 3 years old, so over the years she mastered the dough technique quite well, has muscle memory and whatever, so her dough is awesome and perfect. If you try use the same ingredients, it takes a lot of practice. So that's why with dough, I encourage you to play around, make sure it's soft, smooth, and make sure you can stretch out your dough paper thin. You don't want your dough like tough, overcooked, something like that. So it has to be perfect. And unfortunately, it does take practice. And this is how pelmeni are made. These footages just show you in fast mode how pelmeni are made. In my house, we set aside a day, several days throughout the year, where we make nothing but pelmeni for about 6-7 hours. And so we make a lot, maybe thousands at a time. So dedicate a day where you just make a whole bunch because these freeze well. Freeze them in portion size, and whenever you need a quick meal in about 7 minutes, you could have pelmeni. This is the ultimate survival food. You could use any meat you want: pork, beef, chicken, liver. Maybe you shot a deer. You can make pelmeni out of it. So the ultimate survival food, the ultimate prep food. Make a batch, freeze them. Next time you need a meal, you take these out. Low budget ingredients, so this is nothing expensive. This is something you have lying around the house, and like I said, we grew up with this. My wife was making this since she was a kid, and all of my kids love pelmeni. This is their favorite Eastern European food. And you just repeat the process several times until you run out of dough or ground pork. If need be, make some more. to cook pelmeni, you boil water and you drop frozen pelmeni into the boiling water. Boil about 5 to 7 minutes. You drain. And I like to eat mine with melted butter and sour cream. That is the traditional way. However, any dipping sauce works well, starting from ketchup to soy sauce. This is the 21st century. Traditions come and go. So whatever you like to dip pelmeni in, or whatever you think will sound good to dip these in, try it. Here, one of my kids is eating it with sour cream. She enjoys it. Any leftover pelmeni can be fried until golden and heated through. So, ultimate perfect dish. And I realize this may be a little time consuming for you guys to make, but I still hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.